Drive Sports. My name is David Woldingen, and today we're talking Mizzou football. However, before we do that, please remember to hit the subscribe button to our YouTube channel. Check out our Facebook and Instagram pages. Also, I wanted to mention that we are still working on our toy drive, asking for donations. All money provided from you guys will go straight to the Salvation Army to help provide toys for children during the holiday season. These are for all underprivileged children in the St. Louis area. If you want to help us out, and we ask that you please would, check out the link in the description below this video. Anything you guys can give will be a huge help. Now on to Mizzou football. The bowl games have been announced, and Mizzou is going to the Gasparilla Bowl Friday, December 23rd in Tampa, Florida. This is played at Raymond James Stadium where the Buccaneers play. And there's been a lot of hoopla going around about this bowl game and what could have been because of the team to the west of us who says they're not our rival anymore, but really is our rival, and then refused to play us for 11 or 12 years, is now saying that we refuse to play them, which is complete and utter bullcrap, quite honestly. Just on how bowls are selected in the SEC, it's not possible to say we don't want to play a certain team. One of the things the committee does, and this is all spelled out by our athletic director, Desiree Reed-Francois, she basically said you had to give a list of what you're looking for in your bowl games. And some of that has to do with location, times of the games, and who you might play. Based off the available bowls, we do know one of the bowls, which is the one that had the potential to match up with Kansas, was the Liberty Bowl. Mizzou was not looking at the Liberty Bowl for a couple of reasons. One, the game was played on December 28th, so after Christmas. And two, it was in Memphis, which is not really a desired location for any of the players. One of the other reasons they wanted one of these earlier bowls was they wanted to get the players home to their families on Christmas. I know a lot of people brush that off, but you cannot underestimate how important that would be to a lot of the players, being able to go home, celebrate Christmas and New Year's with their families, knowing the season's over. They don't have to worry about practice or anything like that. And same with the families themselves, having to worry about their kids on the road, missing the Christmas celebrations and traditions because they have to play, quite honestly, a meaningless bowl game. The Jayhawks over on the wasteland of Kansas, if you will, were saying Mizzou was ducking them, saying they're afraid that Mizzou was going to basically saying Mizzou was afraid to play them, thinking they're going to lose. And that's just straight out not true because, I mean, if you look at their records, they're 6-6, Mizzou's 6-6, and Mizzou went through the SEC schedule where Kansas went through a Big 12 schedule, which had a few tough opponents, but for the most part is not near the level of the SEC opponents that they play. So all those rumors that were going around with shoddy reporting from a lot of, say, ESPN and a bunch of other sites that were picking up on it, basically took a story from someone who supposedly had it leaked that Mizzou was refusing to play Kansas. How that's possible with how these bowls are selected, I'm not sure, because basically you're told to go where you're going. The SEC kind of has a pecking order, and with three teams that were 6-6, it was just a matter of what the bowl committees wanted and how often a team is played at the bowl. The Liberty Bowl, where Mizzou would match up with Kansas, Mizzou played there not too long ago. Arkansas hasn't played there in a long, long time, and the bowl committee ended up going with Arkansas, which is a great choice, quite honestly, because they're right next door to Memphis. Mizzou's close too, but not as close as Arkansas is. So so in reality, I don't think Mizzou ever really had a shot at getting that bowl. And I know a lot of fans wanted the rivalry to kick back up, but I mean, it's not like they're not avoiding playing Kansas because they're playing in 2025. The series is actually renewing here soon anyway. So we're gonna see Kansas here in a couple of years in the football field. The other thing worth mentioning there is, quite honestly, Kansas had refused to play Mizzou for like 12 years. When Mizzou has repeatedly said they were open to getting the series back underway. So the fact that they came out the year they made it to a bowl game and started spreading these rumors that we didn't want to play them is utterly ridiculous. And it makes me glad that Mizzou didn't get matched up with them, honestly. While I would love the series to see continue, it gives me a little satisfaction knowing they're going to have to wait a little longer. And the fact that their best team in years still won't get a chance to play against us, which I find laughable anyway, that all of a sudden, now that they're 6-6, they want to play us. I mean, it's just exasperating with how they think over there, and it just cracks me up. Quite honestly, Mizzou got a better matchup out of this whole thing. They're playing Wake Forest, which, quite honestly, you couldn't ask for a better outcome because they've never played the Demon Deacons, if you will. So there's some intrigue to this matchup for that reason. The Deacons, a quick little bit about them, they're 7-5 on the season, so they have a better record than Kansas. Again, Mizzou's never played them. They're part of the ACC, so it's a matchup that has some intrigue to it. It's definitely going to be interesting to watch. However, honestly, if it's not in year 6 bowl, all these bowls are kind of a waste. The players think it. A lot of the fans think it. I mean, if you just take a look with this day and age in the transfer portal, Wake Forest running back has entered the portal. Mizzou has a bunch of guys who are entering the portal, including Dominic Lovett. Don't forget, you have all those defensive line guys who are declaring for the draft. These teams that are going to be playing are a shell of themselves because a lot of these players are foregoing these bowl games. That's why Mizzou put the importance of playing before Christmas. But on a side note, the Mizzou Wake Forest game should be interesting. There's going to be a lot of young players just because of who's opting out. So give us a chance to see what the teams might look like next year, going into next year, and it could be a chance to build momentum on their recruiting trail. Because quite honestly, for Mizzou, 7-6 looks quite a lot better than 6-7. So they're going to be trying to win this game, and it's definitely going to be a fun one. Another important thing to note is the game is on the 23rd. The 22nd is a bragging right game, and then so right before Christmas, you got 2 Mizzou big games to watch, and then the same day that the Liberty Bowl was supposed to be played, Mizzou's playing Kentucky at home in basketball, which is probably another reason why they're trying to get a bowl game before Christmas. That way, they didn't fall on the same date, so the fan base could attend both because that is a home game for Mizzou. And especially if they pull off a victory against Kansas on the basketball court, it could be a very, very, very big game because that means our team has something going, especially since they're undefeated right now. We will have more on the bowl game coming up as it gets closer to the game, and as we know more about who's going to be playing in the game for both teams. Eric and I will have our preview before the week of the game, like we usually do with our predictions. So stay tuned and watch that. But until then, check out the basketball team. They're currently undefeated. They play Kansas coming up on the 10th. That's going to be a fun one to watch. It's going to be real fun to watch. And until then, we'll keep you updated with all things Mizzou, Blues, and any other sports that are happening around the St. Louis area. Just keep tuning into the Arch Sports, and we hope you guys enjoy bowl season. Thank you for watching.